Welcome to Frontline Focus. In today's newscast, Ukraine's drone strike on a Russian ammo depot in Tver ignites explosions and tensions. Pager explosions in Lebanon escalate Hezbollah-Israel tensions and prompt diplomatic responses. Russian disinformation targets Kamala Harris's campaign with fake videos, affecting U.S. elections. President Putin orders a Russian army expansion, impacting global military rankings. Russian forces make gains in Ukraine's Donetsk region, focusing on Toretsk and Grodovka. Stay with us for detailed coverage of these important stories. Russian forces make gains in Donetsk region, intensify operations near Toretsk and Grodovka. Russian armed forces have reportedly advanced in several areas near Stelmakovka, Grodovka, and Ukrainsk, escalating their offensive in Ukraine's Donetsk region. Fighting continues near Zelenoy Pervoy as the situation for Ukrainian forces becomes increasingly dire, with no immediate reserves available to counter breakthroughs by Russian troops. In Toretsk, Russian forces are progressively capturing territory, including the Nukalovka microdistrict, aiming to encircle Ukrainian units. They are attempting to split Zabalka from Ukrainian control, with intense fighting ongoing around a children's clinic that serves as a strategic defense point. A loss here could facilitate a significant Russian advancement. To the north in Grodovka, Russian troops have crossed the Zhuravka River, working to solidify positions for future offensives while diverting Ukrainian reserves from the main southern battleground. Additionally, Ukrainian positions in Pokrovsk and Myrnograd face relentless shelling from Russian aviation and artillery, exacerbating the pressure on Ukrainian defenses. Ukrainian drone strike hits Russian ammo depot in Tver region. In a coordinated operation by Ukraine's Military Intelligence (HUR), Security Service (SBU), and Special Operations Forces (SSO), Ukrainian drones targeted an ammunition depot in Russia's Tver region early Wednesday, September 18th. The strike ignited fires and triggered explosions in the city of Toropets, confirmed by Regional Governor Igor Rudinya. Sources revealed the depot housed missiles linked to Iskander and Tochka missile systems and other artillery ammunition. Previously attacked in May and June 2024, the site, manned by the 5-41690 107th Arsenal GRU military unit, is critical due to its extensive ammunition storage, as indicated by NASA satellite imagery showing widespread thermal activity. Ukrainian OSINT expert Tatarigami identified the depot's munitions, including rockets and mortars. The Tver authorities announced partial evacuations in Toropets, with buses relocating residents to Zapadnaya Dvina amid active air defense and fire control operations. Military personnel from a nearby unit were also evacuated. Videos circulating online capture the explosion sounds, though the Russian Ministry of Defense cited the destruction of 54 Ukrainian drones in various regions without specific mention of Tver. In Smolensk, Governor Vasily Anakin confirmed the interception of 9 Ukrainian drones, reporting no casualties or significant damage. In response, Andriy Yermak, head of Ukraine's presidential office, shared a video of the Toropets explosion, emphasizing the necessity of Russia's demilitarization to end ongoing terror. Explosive pager incident in Lebanon causes casualties and tensions. Explosions involving pagers in Lebanon have resulted in at least 9 deaths and over 2,750 injuries. Hezbollah accused Israel of orchestrating the attack by embedding explosives in pagers used by its members, with the Lebanese government condemning the act and promising retaliation. Victims included 11 Hezbollah fighters, the Iranian ambassador in Lebanon, and civilians like a 10-year-old girl. The incident is viewed as Hezbollah's most severe security breach in decades. The Lebanese Ministry of Public Health reported that 200 injuries were critical, urging citizens to discard pagers immediately. Hospitals are on high alert, and the Lebanese Red Cross has mobilized ambulances. Similar blasts in Syria injured 14 Hezbollah members. The events attracted international scrutiny, with Lebanon planning a complaint to the UN Security Council. The U.S. is conducting its investigation without confirming involvement. The incident heightens Israel-Hezbollah tensions, potentially destabilizing the region. It coincides with U.S. diplomatic efforts to prevent escalation, including Secretary of State Antony Blinken's visit to the area. The attack highlights the risks of using low-tech communication and marks a major intelligence lapse for Hezbollah. Russian operatives intensify online attacks on Harris campaign. Microsoft reports that Russian operatives have ramped up online attacks on Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign, disseminating fake videos to incite racial and political divisions in the U.S. One widely viewed video falsely depicts Harris supporters attacking a Trump rally attendee, while another inaccurately claims Harris was involved in a 2011 hit-and-run incident. These videos remain accessible on social media platform X. The Kremlin-linked digital operations represent a continued effort to undermine Harris's campaign as the presidential election looms. This aligns with a July warning from U.S. intelligence agencies about Russia's plans to manipulate social media to sway U.S. public opinion. According to the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, Russia's preferences in the presidential race have remained unchanged since 2016. After Biden exited the race, Russian influence campaigns initially struggled to adapt, but later shifted their focus to attacking Harris and her running mate, according to Microsoft. This strategic pivot aims to exploit perceived weaknesses in the Democratic ticket. The U.S. government has been actively countering Russian disinformation efforts. Recent actions include the State Department declassifying intelligence about Russian media operations and the Justice Department's indictment of RT employees for funneling millions into U.S. firms for Russian-aligned content. In response, Meta banned RT for foreign interference. Iran also actively attempts to influence the U.S. presidential race, with intelligence officials reporting covert social media campaigns against Trump and cyberattacks targeting his campaign. Putin orders Russian army expansion to 1.5 million troops. President Vladimir Putin has decreed an expansion of the Russian army, increasing its active personnel by 180,000 to reach 1.5 million servicemen, positioning it as the world's second-largest military force behind China. This move, outlined in a decree on the Kremlin's website, will see the overall size of Russia's armed forces rise to 2.38 million people, surpassing both the U.S. and India in active combat soldiers, according to the International Institute for Strategic Studies. The expansion, the third since Russia's military actions in Ukraine began in 2022, comes amid ongoing Russian operations in eastern Ukraine and the need to secure the northwestern border following Finland's NATO membership. Andrei Kartapolov, head of the Russian Parliament's Defense Committee, stated that the troop increase aligns with current international security requirements. Despite significant battlefield losses and prior mobilizations of over 300,000 troops last year, the Kremlin plans no new mass mobilizations, opting for volunteer recruitment instead. However, experts like Dara Massakat from the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace question the feasibility of this expansion without increased defense spending or policy changes to include more women in the military. Massakat highlights the strain on Russia's current volunteer recruitment model, suggesting the expansion might be more posturing than a practical initiative unless significant adjustments are made to support the increased troop numbers.